Okay, let's keep reading Totally Freaky. We're up to Completely Confusing. Bellowing bullfinkles. They've left me here in Frogface's body. What am I going to do? I am most worried. I'm alone in Frogface's body lying on his bed. I stare down at my 10 fingers and begin to chew my nails. Only 5 on each hand. At home, if I want to bite my nails, I can carry on for ages before I get down to the stumps. I must stay calm. Any moment now, they'll fix things up and I'll be back at home. On the other hand, I can't remember hearing of anyone from my planet beaming down into an alien brain before. But they'll be able to do something, won't they? Won't they? This hair of mine is so still. This is such an unwriggly world. How long will I be stuck here? And how can I tell Frogface's parents that I'm not Frogface? Just some alien trapped in his body while their son is about 2 million light years away? They'll never believe me. I'm so tired. It's a strange feeling. At home I spend most of my nights studying. We hardly sleep. On this planet about a third of the time is spent sleeping. What a waste of study time. Well, at least I'll be able to stay awake and try to work out a solution to this problem, except I'm so very, very sleepy. It's morning. I stretch my funny arms. Frogface's mother is standing over me, ruffling my hair. She's giving me that strange smile Earth peoples have, showing her horrible straight white teeth. Get up, Arthur. You'll be late for school. Then she walks out of the room. I can't tell them who I am. I'm just going to have to pretend I'm Frogface. That's not going to be easy. I'm not like him at all. I'm a serious-minded boy from Twiggle. A cramp in my stomach. Oh dear. I've lived in Frogface's body long enough to know what this means. I climb out of bed and creep down the corridor to the bathroom. The door is closed. I'm in here and I'm not coming out for 10 years. It's Frogface's sister, Rose. That's a long time, I answer politely from the other side of the door. I don't know if I can wait that long. Well, you have to, so there. Frogface's dad walks down the hall. Get out of the bathroom, Rose. Whatever you had to do must be done by now. Your brother's waiting. She said she'll be in there for 10 years, I tell Frogface's dad sadly. He looks at me strangely, so I smile. Rose and her dad must be making some kind of Earth joke. Are you okay, Arthur? You look a bit pale, said Frogface's dad. I just need to go to the toilet, I say, then I add hopefully, in a hurry. That's enough to make you look pale. Rose! Rose! Frogface's father bangs on the door. Rose opens it. She walks out holding her head high. I need my privacy. I need my privacy. Privacy, I correct her. That's what I said, stupid. No, you said privacy. You need to pronounce your R's properly. You're so wooed, said Rose. You mean I'm rude? That's what I said. Rose sticks her tongue out at me. I've seen her do this to Frogface, so I suppose it's a special Earth custom. I poke my tongue out at her. You two, says Frogface's dad, shaking his head at us. Rose, get ready for breakfast. Arthur, don't just stand there. Put your tongue back in your mouth and get a move on. You're not the only one who needs the bathroom. I want to go too. Very well, I say, running into the bathroom and closing the door behind me. Humans, they're always rushing to the bathroom. Their bodies have such an awful plumbing. Afterwards, I return to Frogface's room to dress. It's most fortunate that I'm familiar with his routine. Breakfast, come and get it, I hear his mother call. I must remember to act just like Frogface. I must remember Earth's quaint habits. I eat cornflakes. They look revolting. And what's more, they're dead. They don't squirm, and they don't even look at me once as I chew on them. Still, they sit nicely in my stomach, and my body seems quite happy to have them. This is very pleasant, I say to Frogface's mum, because good manners are important. Huh? She says. It's just the same old breakfast. I must be overdoing things. I quietly poke my tongue out at her. Stop that at once, Arthur, she says. Her forehead gets all crinkled. Ah, an Earth frown. You're acting strangely. I am? I ask. It's because he's wooed. Awfully wooed, says Rose. She coughs and cornflakes land on my chin. I'm off to work, says Frogface's dad. He stands up and kisses Frogface's mum. Then he leans over the table and kisses Rose's cheek and mine. I try not to shudder. Why can't he just rub his head against ours? I'm sure I don't want his mouth anywhere near my cheek. Humans have such strange customs. After breakfast, Frogface's mum gives me a lunchbox. I set off down the road to school. I hope I'll be beamed back home soon, but in the meantime, I'll be sure to make good use of my time here and find out as much about Earth as possible. I'm feeling nervous now. There's the schoolyard, and there's Frogface's friend Terminator waving at me. I wave back. A girl is standing near him. She also waves at me. Sarah, that's her name. My armpits have gone all prickly. Even with her 2 blue eyes and unwriggly brown hair, she's very attractive. I must be feeling ill. G'day, Frogface. G'day, I say back. Terminator talks about the beach and surfing and skateboarding and football. I quickly try to think of what I know about Earth sport. Actually, I know almost nothing. It's not considered educational, so it's not been stored in my memory bank. I listen to him go on. None of it sounds informative. Want to go surfing on Saturday? He asks. Very well, I say politely. I imagine the experience won't teach me anything important, but I shall come along just in case. Terminator raises his eyebrows. His eyes widen. He scratches his ear. Another quaint Earth custom. I scratch mine too. Should I poke out my tongue at the same time? While I consider this, the bell rings. I follow Terminator and Sarah into class. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Sarah has exceptionally attractive eyes. The darkness of her pupils is quite beautiful. Her teeth, though not yellow and pointed, are shiny, and those little Earth freckles sitting on top of her nose are arranged in the most remarkable pattern. Mrs. Torts, Frogface's teacher, begins the lessons. Maths. So easy, it's hardly worth bothering with. I take out Frogface's maths book and begin to write, but really I could work all this out in my head. Continue to calculate the population of the country, write a few essays about life on Venus, and still have room in my brain for other things. I yawn. My Earth body is experiencing boredom. So, class, if you are walking at 6 kilometres an hour, how far do you walk in 10 minutes? 1 kilometre, I say, almost before Mrs. Torts has finished asking the question. So boring, it's hard to stop yawning. Heads in the class turn around. Mrs. Torts' neck arches upwards. Such a strange neck, even for a human. Very good, she says. Very impressive. Now, class, write this down, and let's see how well you understand your long division. Mrs. Tort writes 3,240 divided by 45 on the blackboard. Truly, this is an insult to my fine intelligence. I call out, 72. Mrs. Torts turns around. She looks at me and drops her chalk. Her eyes are big and round and her mouth is open. I am not sure, but I think this is the Earth sign of enormous shock. Hey, Frogface, you're sounding like a nerd. It's Terminator. Sarah turns around and says, Arthur, you've suddenly become clever. I am impressed. Have you come down with brain mammalitis? I consult my memory bank, but I can't find what brain mammalitis is. Quiet, says Mrs. Torts. Arthur, what is 11% of 500? 55, I say. Well, well, beams Mrs. Torts. I don't know what's happened to you, Arthur, but you're very smart today. I'm amazed. Why is she so amazed? Her questions were almost insultingly easy. I look around the classroom. It's a very strange learning environment. I've spent some time in Frogface's brain, so I know about school on Earth, but it still surprises me. Kids send notes and whispers to one another when they should be working. They have long breaks from study for recess and lunch, and kids play. Play! At recess, Terminator throws a ball to me. My Earth body knows just how to catch a ball, but it's odd. It's odd, but somehow I'm enjoying it. I know I shouldn't be. I should be studying. That's what school is all about. That's what being a kid is all about. So why... I search for the word as I throw the ball back to Terminator. It's a ball, dopey, says Terminator. No, that's not the word I'm thinking of. This is fun. That's it, this is fun. Terminator catches the ball. He scratches his ear. I scratch mine. Frogface, he says to me, there's something weird about you. You're smart 1 minute and deadly dopey the next. You're a nerd, then you're off the planet. Off the planet? Well, of course. What would you expect? Then I realised, by the way those little eyebrows of Terminators have shot up in typical Earth expression of confusion, that he's simply using some quaint Earth words. Okay, I'm a little off the planet, I say. A little? Terminator shakes his head. You're lucky I'm an understanding guy, otherwise I'd dump you for the day. I'll try to be more on the planet, I say quickly. Terminator scratches his ear. I do the same. Huh? Says Terminator. He scratches the other ear and I copy him. He shakes his head. You're dopey, but I'll forgive you. Here, catch the ball. And I do, though I feel guilty. My Earth body is happy to catch the ball, even while my Twiggle brain tells me this is a waste of time. I look across the playground at Sarah. I'm suddenly finding her two eyes captivating, and those little dents in her cheeks, Earth dimples. They are so... Do you think Sarah likes me? I ask Terminator. Sarah, now I know why you've gone all weird. You've discovered girls. Don't look at me like that and stop scratching your ear every time I do. It's spooking me. Sarah's okay, I guess, but I'm not that interested in girls. They look kind of fragile, and they think I'm tough and mean just because I'm tall and strong. Well, Terminator, just because they're girls and smaller than you doesn't mean that they're fragile. Look at yourself. It doesn't follow that you're tough and mean just because you're tall and strong. Terminator strokes his chin. I do the same. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of smart. I guess having a thing for Sarah's given you extra brain cells. Hey, stop copying me. Honest, you're acting very strange. After dinner that night, I sit watching TV with my Earth family. We're watching a science fiction movie. The aliens in the movie have just one eye. Like me, I feel homesick. My parents must be frantic. My brother Dorf must miss me terribly. And schoolwork, I'm missing all that important education. Those nasty aliens are really scary, Rose says to me. It's just because they look different to you, Rose, I say. If they saw you, they might find you really scary. Anyway, you need to pronounce your R's, Rose. No, I don't. And they are so squarey because they've just eaten all the Earth astronauts, and that's not nice. I hope they get a pain in their bellies, and stop poking your tongue out at me. You're so rude. She pokes her tongue out in return. Stop it, says Frogface's mum. Don't pick on each other. And stop correcting Rose's pronunciation, Arthur. It shouldn't bother you. She gets wriggly lines on her forehead. It reminds me of my wriggly planet. I gulp. What's up, Arthur? She asks. I think quickly. It's girls. I've become interested in girls. It's making me nervous. Frogface's mother begins to laugh. Frogface's father, who is turning the pages of newspaper, puts it down and starts to laugh too. So that's it. We were wondering why you'd gone a bit odd. Girls. Well, you've just got to get used to them. Don't worry. They're just like you, except they're, well, girls. That's all. He's too rude to like girls, said Rose. That night in bed, I stare through the window. Just one full moon glides by, round and silver. I sniff. How long will I be stuck here? Such a strange world. School holidays are starting soon, they say. School holidays. We don't have those on my planet. It's just work, work, work. And it's always seemed like such a good idea. So, why did I feel like laughing when a paper plane hit me in the head in class this afternoon? Shouldn't I have been annoyed that it disturbed my study? I wonder what's happening on Twiggle. What on earth? Whoops! On Twiggle is happening. What on Twiggle is Frogface doing?